Well, it's time. It's time to talk about Nintendo. Now, y'all Nintendo fanboys are probably not gonna like this video, but let me start off this video by saying that there is no bigger fan of Nintendo than me, okay? Nintendo has changed my life forever. I wouldn't be here recording this video if it wasn't for Nintendo, okay? Look, I've got my Switch one right here. I got this, not day one, but I got it the year it came out, right? I've got, if you look down here, look. I've got Des Mume right here. I got Dolphin right here, you know what I'm saying? I got all my favorite games from my childhood on this computer. I got, look at these, bro. I got some of the best, most rare Pokemon cards ever made because I just collected these when I was little. Okay, so look, I've been doing it with Nintendo, okay? And when a friend or someone you love is fucking up in life, do you just let them continue to mess up and make mistakes? If you're a bad friend, probably. But if you're a good friend, you'll hold them accountable and say, hey, yo, you're messing up right now. Get it together. And so that's what we're going to talk about today with this Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I'm sure you all have seen the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct yesterday. It's all over the internet. You know, if you're watching this video, it's a chance you probably saw it too, right? And, you know, if you're like me, you probably were enjoying it, thinking, hey, this looks cool. You know, an upgraded Switch, finally. It's been, what, like 7 years, 6-7 years or something since the first one, right? This new Mario Kart got announced. It looks pretty good. But something was missing, okay? Something was missing. Throughout this whole Direct, Nintendo never really told us how much this all was going to cost, right? And I think the reason why is, well, you're looking at it now. Switch 2 is going to cost you $500. Let me say it again. Nintendo Switch 2 is going to cost you at least 500 bones, okay? I know some people are saying, oh, look right here, look, 449, look, buy this one. This is useless. No one is going to buy this one. You know why? You know why? Because no one is going to buy a console without a game. Who does that? No one does. Everyone's going to want to buy this one, okay? Because the price of buying this and a game is going to be more expensive than just buying this bundle. Which leads us to our first major problem, okay? This bundle is going to be impossible. They're probably both going to be hard to find, but this one especially, the Mario Kart World one, you're not going to be able to find this anywhere, okay? You're not going to be able to get this unless you're one of these YouTubers that just get stuff handed to them by Nintendo, you know, for just kissing Nintendo's butt. They get stuff for free. Like, unless you're one of those, or you're one of the people that can afford to take a day or two to camp in front of Target or Walmart or Best Buy or whatever it is and be one of the first people in line to get one of these. Now, most people can't do that because we have jobs and lives that we need to go to in order to pay for this shitting thing. Okay? So most likely, these are going to be, this bundle is going to be sold out for probably months. Now, I hope that Nintendo realizes this, and I doubt they're going to do this, but I hope that they set up some kind of deal with the retailer where if this console, or this bundle is sold out, and this one is the only one left, that customers can buy this and the game for this price right here. Because, of course, I just wish Nintendo would just learn from their past mistakes. Look at the Wii, look at the first Switch, look at the 3DS, look at the Xboxes, look at your PlayStations. They're always sold out. Make more of these things. You would think that'd be simple, right? But I doubt that's going to happen. These are going to be all sold out. And your only option to really get one of these is going to be going to a scalper. If you're someone like me who doesn't have time to, you know, wait a day ahead of time to get this thing, right? You're going to have to get it from a scalper, and it's not worth $500. So why would it be worth 2 to 3 times this from, you know, a third party seller? And I can already see some of you in the comments, right? You're saying, oh, well, you know what, Jules, you know, I got the cash. Money is no problem for me, okay? I got the guap. I'm set. 500 bones, nothing to me, okay? What I'll do, if this one is sold out, this bundle is sold out, I'll just buy the Switch 2 and a copy of Mario Kart World for $60. It'll come up to $510, which is just $10 more than this, you know, $499.99 right here. And $10 is nothing to me, right? We're chilling. And so you go over to Mario Kart World, right? You're looking at the game. It looks great. Everything is looking good. There's a huge, big world to explore. This game looks fun. This game looks good. It looks pretty. There's all these new racers and modes. And and it looks good. I'll admit it. It looks like a fun game. But then you get to here. Nintendo! What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Are you actually serious right now? Are you actually serious? And look, I'm not trying to crash out over fucking. These are kids games, right? This is Nintendo, a kids company, right? I'm not trying to crash out over this, but and I know you Mario Kart fans you're gonna be mad at me for saying this. Okay, look, I love Mario Kart as much as the next guy. When I was a kid, we used to play Mario Kart all the time with family, friends, stuff like that, and it's fun for a little bit for sure. But let me tell you something about Mario Kart. That as fun as it is, it's just racing. It is just racing. You do a few laps on a course, you do that 4 times, and whoever ends up with the most amount of points at the end wins. Okay? And I know that this has a bunch of new cool stuff. Okay, I get that. But at the end of the day, it is just Mario Kart. It is just Mario Kart. It is not a Legend of Zelda where you get to start at level 1 with basically rags on you and you get to explore this vast world. I know it's open world, but it's not the same kind of open world, okay? It's not like a Zelda where you get to fight all these creatures and visit all these locations and fight all these monsters and do like hundreds of quests and puzzles. And it's not like a Pokemon, the biggest creature collecting RPG where you battle through the ranks to become the best of them all. Not only in the game, but in real life, because the VGC thing for Pokemon is massive, okay? It's not one of those. It's not a Super Smash Brothers where you get to basically fight as any character you want, okay? And box on against your friends. It's not like a Super Mario 3D game, right? Where you get to explore a vast galaxy in the Mario Kingdom or the entire world of Mario rather than just the Mushroom Kingdom, okay? This is just Mario Kart. And if we go back here, realize what this is just now sinking into me. Nintendo wants you to pay $500 to play Mario Kart. Let that sink in. Nintendo wants you to pay $500 in this economy where everything is expensive and the wages are not rising, okay? The price of everything is going up, but the wages are staying the same. Nintendo wants you to pay, in this economy, $500 to play Mario Kart. Are you out of your mind? This is ridiculous, man. And this just makes me think, because look, it gets worse, you guys. I'm telling you, it gets worse. Just wait. You think this is bad right here? It gets worse. This price right here that you see on my screen, this price is only for the digital version of the game. It's only for the digital version. If you want the physical version of the game. Now, I don't know how real this is. I think it's been confirmed, okay? I don't think Nintendo directly said it themselves, or maybe they did. I didn't watch the entire direct. I may have missed it. You know, I was occupied doing cooking and doing other stuff at the same time while I was watching the direct. But if you want a physical edition of Mario Kart World, you are going to need to pay $97. So plus tax, $100. Nintendo think that this game, as good as it looks, okay, they think that it's okay to charge $100 for Mario Kart. Do you understand? Okay, if Nintendo think that this game is worth $100, how much do you think, or how expensive do you think the next Pokemon game is going to be? Okay, not the Z to A. I'm talking about a mainline one, right? How expensive is the next Smash Bros. Going to be? How expensive is the next Zelda going to be? How expensive is the next 3D Mario adventure going to be? If Nintendo value Mario Kart, again, good looking game, but it is not Zelda, it is not Mario Bros, it is not Pokemon, and and this is not just going to affect Nintendo, right? You have to look at the bigger picture here. And this is the part that really is starting to scare me, because gaming has had a rough 5 years, right, with the AAA, maybe more than that, with the AAA market. And what other companies like Microsoft and Sony are now going to do is they're going to look at this, and this gives them a free get out of jail free card, Because what they can do now is hike up the prices of all their games to this level here and say, oh, this is just the price of gaming now. Look at Nintendo. Guys, it's not us. It's not us. Look at Nintendo. Nintendo did it. That's the price of their game. Our game is just as good as that or better. So, of course, we're going to price it the same, if not higher. And GTA 6 is going to come out. I don't remember exactly when. I'm not a GTA guy myself, but I know people really like GTA. And I've heard rumblings that this new GTA is going to go for $100, right? And a couple months ago, I would have looked at that and laughed. I would have laughed in your face. $100? Are you kidding me? No. For a game? Come on, like as good as GTA 6 is, people think it's going to be, $100 is ridiculous. But if Mario Kart World goes for $100, I know it says 80 here, but you know, if you buy it physical, it's basically $100, right? I believe it now. I believe that GTA will be $100 and games will start going up in price. And I don't like that at all. It's already expensive enough as it is with all these. And I don't want to hear, I hear all these fanboys. It drives me crazy. I say, well, Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft, they spend so much to make these games. Making a game is so expensive, Jules. You don't know anything about game. Bro, there's microtransactions. Even Nintendo has fallen for the monthly online subscription, okay? And the microtransaction and bonus paid DLCs in all their games. Don't tell me these companies aren't making their money. You have to pay nowadays, you have to pay for the full game plus more. And there's some people out here who will empty their bank accounts for these skins and microtransactions. And you're telling me that you feel sorry for these billion-dollar companies? Really, nigga? Really? Okay? These companies have stuffed their games to the brim with microtransactions. They are making enough money, but they will charge you exactly as much at the highest amount that they possibly can because they have the IPs, they've done the hard work in the past, and now they're just shitting on it completely because they know people are gonna buy this. This game is gonna sell. And this is not me saying this game is gonna be bad, okay? If you buy this game for $80, do I think that you're gonna have fun with the game? Yes, you are. Are you gonna get your $80 worth for the game? Probably, yeah. But this is just a horrible look. It sets a horrible precedent for the gaming, for the state that gaming's in right now, man. It just looks horrible. It's a terrible, terrible look, okay, from Nintendo. It's an awful look from Nintendo. And it's clear now, because it gets worse, you guys. It just gets worse. It just gets worse with the Nintendo Switch 2, okay? It's clear that Nintendo, because look, they're charging you, what, $20 more for physical copies, right? So it's pretty clear that Nintendo want you to go digital so that you can save yourselves a little bit of money. Now, Nintendo has not always had consoles with a lot of storage in them, which is normally okay for stuff like the DS and the Wii because those games, well, A, you were buying them physically anyway, and B, if you did need to download something, it would be so little. Like for the 3DS, it'd be like megabytes, and the biggest games that you could download for the Wii, I'm pretty sure, like maybe a few gigs, if that. I don't even think so, okay? But if you'll notice, and I kind of noticed this with the Switch, right? Now that Nintendo's fully in this HD era and their games are getting bigger, more powerful, and yeah, just bigger on storage, is that the storage for these devices, you'd expect them to also go up, right? So that way you can download all these games because clearly they want you to download everything, right? So I'm expecting for the Switch 2, I'm expecting what, like 500 gigabytes in big 2025, right? I think that's reasonable to expect. If they give us a terabyte, hell, even better. That might even justify the price a little bit more, the $500 price tag, right? So let's go over here and let's see. We scroll down here. Let's go to technical specs and let's see how much. Get out! Are you kidding me, Nintendo? 256 gigabytes in big 2025. And by the way, oh, it says it right here. Look. Oh, it says it. Oh, wow. Thank you, Nintendo. Because I was about to say, hey, this 256 is a fraud. And it is not only Nintendo that does this. It's every single company that sells gaming consoles, PCs, whatever. This is not 256. Okay? A portion of the storage is reserved for use by the system. And that's going to be what? 10, 20 gigabytes? So really, this is a 236, 246 gigabyte system right off the rip. Not 256. It is not 256. And I already see some people probably typing or saying, oh, well, you know, it's only like 10 or 20 gigabytes. It's no big deal. Do you value yourself? Do you value your time and your money? If somebody is selling something for this much money and they're telling me, hey, you're gonna get 256 gigabytes, I better get every fucking single kilobyte. Motherfucker, you better give me every single fucking kilobyte. I better get all full 256. I better get all full 256. I don't know if I just messed up my camera. I probably did. Hopefully it's not too bad now. But this is ridiculous, okay? And it gets worse again because it's not actually 256 because you're of course going to be if you're buying this version of the Switch here, the download code, you're going to be buying the downloaded version of Mario Kart World to save yourself some money. How big do you think this game is going to be, right? I'm guessing at least 50 gigabytes given the size of this game and just looking at games of this size and scope around it, right? This game is probably going to go for about 50, or it's going to probably take up 50 gigabytes of your 256, or sorry, 246 to 236 worth of storage. So knock that 50 down, and this is a 200 gigabyte system, or just under that. I could be wrong. Maybe Nintendo will somehow get the download size for Mario Kart World down below 50 gigabytes. I don't see it happening personally. If they do, I'll hold my hands up and say, okay, I was wrong on that. But to sell a 200 gigabyte system in 2025 for this much money is absurd. It's absurd and it's unacceptable, man. And it just gets to me. And let's get to this next part, right? Because of course, 256 gigabytes is going to be okay at the start if you just have downloading like 3 or 4 games, right? But they're going to release more games for this system. So eventually, you're going to have to get, I'll just pop it out of my Switch right here. Okay. If you were like me, oh, I just dropped it. Oh no. Okay, here it is. If you were like me, you probably bought one of these or 2 of these for your Switch. I bought a couple of them. These are MicroSD cards, right? And you can use them to of course, store your games because the storage for the Switch 1 was absolute garbage and you ran out of space quick. So, guess what though? Guess what, guys? Guess what? These micro SD cards are not going to work with the Switch 2, I don't think, because I believe that Nintendo, the Switch 2, is going to be only compatible with micro SD Express cards. Not micro SD cards, micro Express, right? Micro SD Express, meaning that, you know, these 50, 60 little cards that you bought for your first Switch won't work. You'll have to go buy some more of these cards. And if you want to look at the prices for some of these, I mean, I think I have them up right here. Yep, here they are. So you're looking at another 60, 45, you know, $50. And these are just, yeah, if you want a terabyte, yeah, $200. Yeah, right. I don't even know if these are going to be compatible. Like, I don't think they are because I think Nintendo, like you saw here, is going to sell, look, their own little one here. And I don't know if these other third party, or not, I want to say third party, but these other ones are going to even be compatible. So I don't know how much these are going to cost, but I can tell you now that it's going to be another at least $50. Okay. It's going to be at least another $50, which brings me to, oh, okay. Hold on. I need to pull up. Oh, wait, is it here? No, I need to pull up another tab real fast. Hold on one sec. Oh, wait, no. I have it here. I just had to go back. All right, let's get to the accessories, right? Because this is another problem that I really have with this console, right? So the base experience for this is going to be $500, right? That's the base experience. If you want all this extra stuff that makes your experience better, you're going to need to fork out a lot of money. And this is an issue right here. The fact that the Pro Controller costs $80 is insane to me. I know it has HD Rumble or whatever it's called, but this controller is objectively worse than the PS5 and the Xbox controllers that are $69 and $59 respectively. This one, for some reason, I can't find the tab. Okay, this one for some reason is $80. Okay, I'm gonna let this one slide because it's not super egregious. It's kind of it's you know, it's a Pro Controller. It's not necessary, but it does make gaming better. Joy-Cons, $90. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, these are going to be better than the first ones. I think they've completely removed drift from these. I'm not 100% sure. But $90 for a controller? I mean, I know it's technically 2 because you can break them off and give them to your friends. But if you're an adult, these are not big enough to play on. So you're going to need to buy 2 of these and use them, on a grip, which will cost you another $34.99 if you want the charging one, because of course you'd want the charging one, right? That way you can charge while you play. The straps are, okay, whatever. Who needs those, right? These pieces of plastic are $20, man. Like, you can make this with cardboard, bro. And it'll it won't look as good. I give you that, but it'll work just as well. And you can do that for free. And $20. And you got the Nintendo Switch camera, the dock, like all this is just overpriced garbage, man. And if we're gonna get on Apple for selling, $30, $40 chargers, we got to get on Nintendo for selling this junk for worse. I mean, look at this. A dock is $100, man. And yeah, it comes with the charger, but dude, this is a piece of plastic and a wire, and you're selling it in a block that everyone has. You're selling it for $100. And like, my whole thing with this is, look, look, I get it, okay? For the first iPhone, right? I don't know where my Switch went. Here's the first Switch, the first iPhone. I get it, right? Because you have to, the technology that was first introduced in the first version of these must have taken a lot of resources, a lot of money. Obviously, you got to get patents and everything. I get that it's expensive, okay? But at the end of the day, this is just an upgraded iPhone 1. And the Switch 2 is just an upgraded version of this. This is not new technology, okay? This is stuff that's already been created. And I hate when people say, oh, look, you're getting a deal. You're getting a deal with this bundle, right? Nintendo sets the price for these things. You're not getting a deal. It's like in those microtransaction stores, right? Where the biggest bundle, like the $100 bundle of like whatever currency, right? It says best value, right? And like, of course, yeah, like if you look at it on the surface, it looks like you're getting a good value, but they dictate the market and the price for these things. This phone and this Switch do not cost that much to make. Obviously, I'm not, tapped in 100%, but this is not costing Apple a lot of money to make, and they're charging $1,000 for it. These are not costing Nintendo that much to make once the technology's already been created. They just mass produce them for really, really cheap, or use, the illegal means of labor, and they get to charge us up the butt for it because people will buy it. And it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous, okay? And now I'm gonna get on to the good stuff, right? Here, well, at least I thought it was good. I thought it was good until I did some more research and deep digging into it, right? So you've probably seen that a lot of the Switch 2 games are going to have, a lot of the Switch 2 games or the Switch 1 games that you have now are going to be also released on the Switch 2. And of course, since it's a more powerful system, you'd expect some enhancements to be there. Obviously, they're not going to tear up, the game from the ground up and completely redo it, but you'd expect, something, right? Some upgrades graphically. And so this is what this is here. And they explain it. You can read all of it on your own. But there's a few problems with this, okay? There's a few problems with this. First of all, let me just scroll down here. So Zelda, the 2 Zelda games are going to be coming out June 5th, right? The Switch 2 edition. So that's good. That's the day the system comes out. So those will be ready for launch, right? And you'd expect that to be the case for all the games, but it's not. For Mario Party, it's July 24th. For Kirby, it's August. And, well, okay, this we don't know because it's not been released yet on any console. But the fact that, and then here's the problem. And with Kirby, I don't know if it's the case for all these games, but I know this is the case for Kirby. And you'll notice here, if you look at the Kirby game, if you look closely and read it, it says plus Star-Crossed World. That is a DLC, a new story right here, Star-Crossed World. That is a DLC for Kirby and the Forgotten Land, right? Now, if you already have this DLC, I'm not sure, I don't play this Kirby game. I don't know anything about it, right? I'm pretty sure that if you want to upgrade, you need, it forces you to get the Star-Crossed World DLC, which will cost you $10 to $20. So it is not a free upgrade. And it gets worse as you scroll down, because at first I was thinking, okay, maybe it's just Kirby because it has this DLC. This one has Jamboree TV, I see, and that's already telling me they're gonna add stuff to this game to make these upgrades cost money. And if you want proof of that, just look down here. How do you purchase the Nintendo Switch Edition? How do you purchase an upgrade pack? Purchase, as in not free. So not only are you going to be charging me 500 bones for this, right? But my old Nintendo games, and I'm glad that they're at least going to work. I will give Nintendo credit for that. At least they're somewhat backwards compatible. I'll have to do a more of a deep dive on this part. This I kind of just found out at the end before I recorded this video, so I read it a little bit, but I haven't looked at sources outside of Nintendo, and it's a little complicated. It doesn't really make so much more sense. Look, additional purchase. Like, look at this. This is ridiculous. They're going to be charging you extra to upgrade your games, right? Instead of just playing them on the original hardware, which, unless you're playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, most games run fine on the Switch. And I don't see Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on here. I don't know why, because I swear I saw it on here earlier. But I don't see those on here. And I don't want people to say, like, oh, yeah, like, this will save Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. No, it won't. It'll make the game work, sure. It might look a little sharper, but it's not going to stop the game from basically being a big open world with copy and paste rock faces, copy and paste mountains, copy and paste fields. It's not going to help the game feeling empty and devoid of any life at all, other than the Pokemon that most of them just stand there. Okay, this is not going to be a complete redo of Pokemon. And it's not on here. I don't see it. I don't know why. I thought I saw it earlier. I'll have to do more research on that after I record this. But yeah, this is not looking good for the Switch 2, man. And I'm gonna get onto these my final thoughts here, and I just can't stand these YouTubers, right? That are like, oh, this looks expensive, but look how fun this is gonna be, and look how nice the screen is, and it's like, okay, yeah, of course you don't care, because Nintendo's either gonna send you a console for free, or you're gonna buy the console and use it as a tax write-off, man. And I'm tired of all these fucking YouTubers not holding Nintendo accountable at all. I'm sick of it, man. You need to hold Nintendo accountable. Please do not buy this. Please do not buy this. I am begging you. I'm not talking to the big YouTubers, the 1%. I'm talking you, okay? Most likely you are part of this 99%, right? Where we don't just get a Switch, give it to us for free, and we can't just use it as a tax write-off, right? Do not buy this. If you are a mother, a grandmother that's looking for a Christmas or birthday present for your kid, do not buy them this. Buy them a used Switch 1 or refurbished Switch 1 with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You're going to save yourself some money, and Nintendo gets no money from it, because that's the only way this is going to change. Companies like Nintendo, like Apple, like Disney, and I'm glad Disney, as people have started to wake up to Disney. Y'all saw them Snow White numbers not looking good, man. Video on Snow White's coming up next. Y'all stay tuned in for that, okay? But for some reason with Nintendo, people just, maybe it's because they make kids games, I don't know, but Disney makes kids movies, and they use that as a facade to be like, oh, look, like, we can't do no wrong, right? If you're a grandparent and a mother, do not buy this for your son, daughter, your child, okay? Do not, please. If you're a consumer out there, do not buy this until the price comes down. I'm begging you, because that's the only way this is going to change. This is not a good look for gaming. Gaming is headed in a seriously dangerous and expensive direction. And I've heard rumblings for the past few years of another video game crash, and while I don't think that that's going to happen to the extent of the one in the 70s or 80s, I don't remember when the first one was, but I don't see, because gaming is so big and it's so easily accessible right now, I don't see a major crash on that scale happening. But I do potentially see, if we keep going down this direction, I do potentially see a crash for AAA titles and AAA developers. And wouldn't it just be ironic if the very company that saved us and saved gaming from the first video game crash was responsible for the second one? Just think about that, man. And think about what I've said in this video. Anyways, man, I'm fucking done, man. I'm fucking done.